And hello again. The week is almost over. It is Thursday evening, and we had a pretty warm day for today. A little humidity, dew point 67. That is decent for this time of year, getting late in the year. And 90 degrees and a little late to be that warm as well. We should be in the 80s this time of year, low to mid 80s, be more common. We do see a little cloudiness. We're seeing that roll in from the southeast. Got a little change in the weather to the south of us as we see radar indicating that there's an area, at least scattered showers, occasionally a thunderstorm or two down in the Gulf, as unsettled weather pattern as expected that you've been hearing about is beginning to develop down there. And you notice that that is moving toward the north. So we'll put this into motion once again, but it's not making a lot of progress to the north. It's not doing it real fast, but again, I think there'll be a weather pattern to the north of us that they'll kind of meet here in Simla, and that will determine how far north this rain shield gets. So all that is having to do with the 7-day forecast. We'll get into it in just a bit. In fact, here is that system that we see moving across the central southern plains right now. This area coming to the north, you see this little front, although it's marked stationary, it is kind of bowing northward just a bit. And so, yeah, so if this thing is slower than expected, our rain chances will be higher than what I have forecasted. If this is quicker than expected, we may get out of this with little or no rain. So I kind of struck the median there as far as the forecast is concerned. Now let's check out things beyond this to the future cast going into tomorrow, back to work and school. So around 8 o'clock, we'll probably see some clouds still coming in from the south and from the southeast. We'll pick up into the Friday evening football, say around 7 o'clock. This model explicitly does show some showers in the area. I can't rule out a thunderstorm also. So if that happens, say within 10, 15 miles of the game, that will probably stop the game, delay it. And that is possible, but I think the vast majority of folks won't see any problem for the day tomorrow. And the likelihood of any delays or anything like that with football games will be farther south than north. And in fact, I'll show you the rain chances that I have especially across the area for tomorrow. Saturday, 10 o'clock, as we get into the weekend, some folks going out grocery shopping that mid-Saturday morning. Once again, just some clouds and rain chances off and on throughout the day. This model not showing anything just yet, but I got 20 cents worth in for that day. Now, low temperatures not reflecting the return of the humidity. Look at Opelousas and St. Landry Parish, about 70 degrees maybe for an average there. As you head northward, it cools off a bit. 67 here for Alexandria, Pineville. And farther to the north, we've got 62 for Winfield, 63 for Natchitoches. Typically, we see 60 degrees, and so many of these readings, in fact, all of these readings are above that. And record low 42 in 1987. Don't see that, but I do see some cooler mornings in store for us. So the statewide average will be 67 for tonight, and in the morning, low is 61, 62, high is about 69 to 70. Now, for the rainfall pattern for your Saturday, I zeroed out that little corridor from Manny through Natchitoches and Winfield. As you head south and east, the rain chances go up. 20% here, 10% in Grant Parish, and then heading farther to the south, 30% for Avoyelles, and over toward Allen, Evangeline Parish, maybe even 40% there for St. Landry, and then 20% taking us into LaSalle, Catahoula, and Concordia parishes. The timing is both AM and PM. Don't be surprised if you're in the area where I've got some rain chances, if you get a sprinkle or a shower in the morning, or a little thunder shower by tomorrow evening or something like that. So yeah, those are the outcomes. But I think for the most part, it's not going to be a big rain, less than an inch. But a couple of models are indicating that in a spot or two, we might get 1 to 2 inches out of this deal. And I think the best shot of that, if it were to happen, would be to the south. We do have the busy tropics, which is happening here across the area. The tropical regions. Major Hurricane Kirk continues out there. We'll put the statistics on 130 mile per hour sustained wind, pressure 945, I think. Let's see, Helene was 938. So this is getting pretty strong, and it will continue to be a Cat 4 for a while as it moves through the northern Atlantic. And fortunately, it is going to curve away from any major land masses there, but it will be a concern to the shipping lanes between here and Europe and the UK. Tropical storm Leslie, much farther to the south, a 50-mile-per-hour tropical storm. You can see it's kind of steadily heading to the northwest there. So we'll continue to watch that. Certainly nothing immediate for us to worry about here in Cenla. Still hanging out with this blob, changing position. It was farther down here, kind of oriented northwest to southeast. Now it's turned into a blob, kind of oriented west-southwest to northeast there. And Hurricane Center's dropped it to about 30%. I think there's a chance they might go a little bit higher once we see the details of the interaction. So this is still going to be a very complicated process with a front down there. We still have the upper level disturbance across Mexico and Texas that could initiate a stretched out and elongated area of low pressure in the western Gulf of Mexico, and then perhaps a little spot low, as I would call it, a little closed circulation could come up from the Caribbean somewhere into the Gulf and develop into something subtropical or tropical. It's all on the table. But I think the bottom line, let me give you two bottom lines from this. One that's important to Cenla, and that is, I think for the most part, other than the rain chances we have for the next couple of days, that's all we're going to get from that. However, the second point I want to make is whatever develops may be aiming some heavy rain at Florida. So we'll keep all that in mind. But for now, that's my thinking. And so here's the 7-day forecast based on all that. Got 20% averages in across the area. Remember, I went from 0 to 40% on the detailed map. So on here, we can't be that detailed. So I'll cut the difference, go 20% Friday and Saturday. We'll watch the Gulf just in case something changes that we're not expecting. And then once we move into Sunday, things will be improving as the weather begins to push away from us from the Gulf of Mexico, push to the southeast and to the east, and a front will come in and it will just end any chance of any tropical stuff for us for the remainder of next week. Sunny skies during the day, clear skies at night. We'll see a downturn in temperatures as well after a warm day Sunday. It'll be warm Friday and Monday, but then we'll go into the low to middle 80s for the most part there for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And look at those morning lows. You said you wanted it, and here it is in the forecast. So for now, that is your a taste of fall, I guess, for you. All right, so I'm back with you tomorrow evening. Nick Mickels to see you in the morning. Take care and have a wonderful